Hi, everybody. It's Matt Scudero with the Credit Research Foundation. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining this micro learning session with Cortera and Jim Swift, CEO of Cortera. It's great, Jim, to have you with us today. You're going to share some information with us on individualizing risk assessment, and this is a snippet of an opportunity that folks have in the way they view a customer and or view a portfolio. And boy, this extends itself way beyond this snippet. And Jim, why don't you take the baton? Why don't you share your thoughts with us, and then we'll close it out with some additional thoughts for individuals as well.
Absolutely. The intent of this is just a quick view, just 5 or 10 minutes, skimming the surface of what we're talking about in another session that we've just done. And so try to give you a couple of insights and easy takeaways that you can use to improve your credit risk management. So for those who don't know, I'm Jim Swift. I'm the CEO of Cortera, based in Boca Raton, Florida. We have an office in Boston. We've been around for over 25 years, providing a variety of solutions for companies to better understand who it is that they're doing business with. These involve data and analytics and workflow solutions that are used for all the different ways that we work with our customers, whether we're managing credit risks or collections or trying to sell to them. Manage our suppliers. Through all these different relationships we have with businesses, we need to have better insights into who exactly it is that we're working with. So that's what we do. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the things that we've seen over the past year. And as I mentioned, a couple of quick tips that you might use to make the data actionable. So overall, when you look at the payment behavior by businesses, over the past couple of years, this is what the curve has looked like. This is days beyond terms for all companies in the US. And you can see in January of 2019, businesses were paying about 8.3 days late on average. It was about the same a year ago. January 20 was about 8.6 days late. And today it's 10 days late. So a little bit slower. We had a spike during the early part of the pandemic in April and May, where businesses were paying 12 days late. That quickly returned. I think to everyone's surprise, quickly returned to levels that they're more in line with today. And part of that was because businesses that weren't that stable closed, and they were out of the mix. Part of it is because suppliers were determined not to necessarily just extend all their payment terms and let that strain flow downhill. They demanded payment, and so that has forced the level of payment discipline that got us back to relatively normal levels. But that's what the overall numbers look like. But not everyone went through the same path here. Companies are all different. And so when you look at payments by industry, this is just a couple of examples of how they were different. The blue line, these are hotels. The red line, these are restaurants and bars. You can see that they went from 7 to 8 days late on their payments, up over 14 days, and in the case of hotels, up over 16 days late, back down to around 11 in the case of hotels. So they're paying slower than they were last year and the year before that. They've recovered a bit from the height of the pandemic, but if you're a supplier to these businesses, you've felt the pain. Other industries, we look across all the different industries that are out there, and we see several that are getting paid faster than they were a year ago. The nature of some supply chains is really changing. Home improvement stores, you can see the line here, the gray line, went from 7.6 days late. Today they're getting paid 7.4 days late. We're all going and we're fixing up our houses, and as we do, we're spending more with them, and they're paying their suppliers as fast as they were last year and the year before. So depending on who your customers are, you're going to have different experiences. And when you look at the different types of suppliers, you see that not everyone gets paid the same either. So if we isolate just one market segment, the transportation equipment manufacturers, so these are airplane and automotive and aerospace manufacturers, these are their top 5 suppliers and what they've experienced over the last year. So their biggest supplier, transportation supplies, they went from being paid 12 days late to 14 days late, the blue line here, back down to 11. When you look at metals, electronics, industrial equipment, transportation leasing, you see they all have a different experience. So transportation leasing companies getting paid 11 days late, they were getting paid 13 days late a year ago. So, you know, this again, you really need to understand what's going on with companies like you, because no matter how healthy or risky a customer segment looks, it really depends on the type of supplier you are, what your experience will be. So here are a couple of quick things you can do in order to maybe take this data and use it in your risk operations. We'll focus in on collectability. So first thing, just identify your late payers. You can go pull a report, or you can get information like this in batch. But I would zero in on 2 data points. So one is the overall days beyond terms, so the overall payment speed of your late payers, and then wherever you can get it, zero in a little bit more, and use the late payments with suppliers in your industry. So how is that customer paying other people like you? And you want to be able to compare against those 2 things. So now compare, or just take all those customers and look at the ones they're all late with you, and just look and see who's paying you slower than they're paying other people like you or other suppliers in general. There's a reason for that. They're probably more collectible in our experience. So go and pursue collections with them with the anticipation that you're going to be able to get paid. If they're paying everyone slow though, if they're late with you and they're late with everybody else in your industry, then this requires a different path to take. So these are going to be higher collections risks, and use that to kind of separate the red marbles from the green marbles in your customer base, and identify who should be paying me faster because they're paying everybody else faster, especially people like me, and who isn't necessarily able to pay me any faster, so I need to go work with them. And you can quickly go and be a lot more productive in your collections efforts, and reduce your DSO in the process. So if you guys have any questions, that's just a quick taste of some of the things that are going on, and one of the ways that you can use this information in order to quickly improve your day-to-day operations. But if you have any questions or you have any ideas, just have a chat. Let me know. You can always find me at jim@cortera.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Jim, thank you. That was it's a good insight, right? And, let's just start with the page right here, which I know you're always open to questions and support of the community. So I want to thank you for that. And also thank Cortera for their support of the Credit Research Foundation as a platinum partner, and the continued education you provide us, not only through some economic reports, but just educating the discipline as a whole. And you shared a snippet of information today, right? So not only is it important to view the customer from a risk perspective, but you can compare that against the industry. How does that customer fit against the industry and within your own portfolio? And if you are interested in this topic, Jim has also shared a recording with the foundation that goes into not only what he shared here, but multiple data elements, and looking at it from multiple lenses. So from a customer standpoint, through supply chain to spend to payment terms, driving that all the way through to opportunity that you may be missing in your portfolio. So as you think strategically and how you support your organization, where are those opportunities that you could go after? Not only look at the risk in your customer and your own portfolio, but where there is opportunity out there. Jim, I want to thank you, right? This was a great micro learning session. You have a number of concepts that you shared with us in the longer version, which is being played at the CRF March Open Forum. And we're excited to release that to everybody. And as Jim had stated, if you have questions, you can reach him at jim@cortera.com. We hope you have a great day. We hope you learned something through this micro learning session. I certainly have. And again, Jim, thank you to you and your entire organization for your support.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.